we are gonna go ahead and get started. So hello everyone, and we're gonna do some exploratory racing and experimenting with the 3.17 PTU today. Kind of get a head start on racing. You guys want to see the joysticks? Oh, I think thanks for the resub, Dollar Store Easy. There, check them out. I am wiggling them. you're on a little bit of a delay. Yeah, we're gonna be testing out these joystick visualizers today, so this should be a fun time. Hey, are you seeing what I'm seeing here? This is an interesting ship that it brought up for me for racing. I think we're gonna go ahead and put it through its paces. Let's go. All right, here we go.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, it's just how it starts off. Everything is in black and white when the race hasn't started yet. All right, we're taking this bad boy through the course. What's up? Talk. Hello. Okay. Talk. Hello. We're testing the audio. Technical difficulties. Hello. Check 1, check 2. Might not be. No, this ship doesn't turn very well. We'll have to actually not take the shortcut. We're gonna go straight through. There we go. Winnebagos. All right, let me double check my audio settings and see if there's anything happening here. Yeah, I got them decently sized, and I don't know, is it awkward having my face in the middle down there, or is that okay? right. We'll turn this music down just a touch. Let's go. We've got Tex Murphy on tap.
Checkpoint.
One thing I'm not getting is any head tracking at all. So let me see what that's all about. My thing's not in the way, my microphone that is, so let's go ahead and... Yep, it's bitching at me. Let's see what it says. I've only done this a million times. Yep. I can put whatever I want down there. 2 chickens. I need the controls to the forklift that Ripley used to kill the Queen in Aliens. Yeah. What I should do is hide my desktop icons. I typically do that, so we'll do that right now. You show desktop. Boom, gone. Then we got just nice. There we go. And here's the polling software that is detecting the inputs. You can kind of see the values change down there. No, it is actually running really poorly. For what purpose? I mean, I've talked to him before. Yeah, I mean, he's just a photographer who goes around in Asia and takes pictures of stuff. This is a problem. This is lagging really bad for some reason. Like, it must be running on the main thread. So it's not the streaming computer that's having the problem, it's the polling software here. I gotta work on this. It's really badly coded. Oh. Let's see if I go back in game. Yeah, see how laggy the joysticks are on stream now? Yeah. So I was like 100% certain that it was Unity and not the polling software, and I am 100% wrong. That is disappointing. What is your hardware solution? I tried that. It's just, I just don't have the room for it, really. No. The center sandwich. There. See, this is the thing. Like, it's taking up 0.6% CPU, and yet it is just having a horrible time for some reason. That I do not understand, so we're gonna go ahead and find it. We're gonna set it to real time. That changed just about nothing. I mean, this should be ideally running as a server. Like, I don't know what part of this is causing the... Oh, it's the visual! God, it's the GPU. As soon as I minimize it, it's fine. I spare no pixel. There it goes. So that fixed it. I just have to keep it minimized because the Microsoft form programming in that apparently is too... So another thing that's going on right now, and that's in public PTU, is they upgraded almost all the rendering now to Gen 12, and there's less of a bottleneck for graphics, so people are getting like 200 FPS with the right processor in the PTU. Yeah, it's nutty. There's still... Yeah, I mean, most people are... Well, yeah, there's absolutely no GPU limitations at the moment. The only bottleneck is pretty much the main render thread is what they call it. That is where the current bottleneck stands, and that's not going to really be hit until, A, they continue getting everything. I think their last hurdle is transparent objects over to Gen 12 rendering, and Vulkan. And then that should start making a dent into the render thread. Yeah. They have to be minimized on the host computer. How about that? Yeah, this is actually Spare No Pixel's idea. She asked if I could make them anything, and the first thing I said was something I'm not going to repeat on stream, so... That's gross. It's a penis. That's right. It turns out you can't hit objects at 300 meters per second in this Hull A. Yeah. Alright, so let's try an actual racing ship. I mean, out of the cargo ships, it should be relatively fast. It's very streamlined. Yeah, well, it's also, like, very, you know... Carries way more cargo than a Nomad. I mean, like, weight and fuel usage per ton of cargo, I think the Hull A is the best right now. Like, as far as, like, an efficient machine for the cargo it carries, this is top-notch. Damn, Riley. The Hull. Hell yeah. A cargo race. Wouldn't that be like Amazing Race style? Like, you know, like objective type racing? Oh. That doesn't sound nearly as exciting. Yeah. So we want to put one cooler on this, and we're going to go with a stealth cooler. I think last time I checked that was the lightest stuff, but it shouldn't be that way. Well, I mean, you want to use competitive grade gear, which should be very loud and very light. I don't know if they've actually balanced the components to be like that yet. Last we checked, which was, granted, 2 patches ago, it was stealth components are the lightest. Yeah. Yeah. That's the idea. It's all performance-based. Like this? I'm twisting the Z-axis. When I twist the right, yeah, I had to program this myself, actually, it wasn't default. So when I twist the right stick is my roll, and when I twist the left stick, that is my up and down. Twisting to the right goes up, twisting to the left goes down. Yeah, watch this. So I have the visualizer here, and this is really sensitive, and I shouldn't do this, but here it goes. Woo! That's 2C. Okay, stop. Oh. There. That's kind of... So now you can see I could change the angle on them, right? It's actually a camera in Unity. So... No! Yeah. Spare No Pixel, I'm not broadcasting, what is this? Discord. I'm not broadcasting Discord, so you could talk, I could hear you. But I appreciate you typing because it adds content to my channel, which is, you know, very lively right now. Okay, I can't stand this, I'm sorry. Just putting it back to default because... I've done this. I've done this before. Yeah. The Top Gun, you are Mongoose experience. Yeah. Jan, I could hear myself coming through your microphone, so you need to turn the stream down on your computer. Turn your volume down. Just turn your volume down. Turn the volume of the stream down. You could hear me in Discord. You don't need to hear me on the stream. Yeah. You could literally mute the stream. You could hear me on Discord. Why can't I remove this? That's fine. You're an idea bank. Good luck in your raid. Johanna, I could still hear you. You could type if you want, but that's fine. That's lovely. Yes. Perfect. That's fine. I don't farm for viewers, darling. I'm here to have fun.
Three,
yeah.
2, 1.
Absolutely no
go.
support whatsoever.
Checkpoint.
Oh, right. I have to restart to get head tracking back. That's crazy, man. This is the ship. So the PE-72 Archimedes is still the cream of the crop. Oh, do it. Go for it. I mean, keep it on your side of the bed. Those are MFDs, multifunction displays. This has been done. This has been done. I understand what that means. Yeah. 100%. People who have way more money and way more free time than I do. Depends. Yeah, of course.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
You should look up Redlear as a streamer. He does something like you're talking about. In the corner, he has this... It's a behind-him view, sort of, like a behind, over the shoulder, of his 6 monitor setup and his joysticks. R-E-D-L-I-R.
Checkpoint.
He is Canadian, also, and
Checkpoint.
weird.
Checkpoint. Stand by for reintegration.
Okay. I don't know what that means.
Checkpoint.
Don't know what you're privy to there, but I have no idea what that's all about.
Checkpoint.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Checkpoint. 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 Lab complete. Checkpoint.
I mean... Well, then we can, like, animate, like, Godzilla attacking in the background and stuff every once in a while just to see if people notice. Yeah.
Wrong direction. Checkpoint. 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 Checkpoint.
Sure.
Checkpoint. Stand by for reintegration. Checkpoint. Checkpoint. Lab complete. Checkpoint.
This is what you could be doing right now, SpareNoPixel. You could be sitting right next to me doing these things on stream. You could be manipulating stuff in studio mode and producing scenes. Yep.
Wrong direction.
You could probably do this remotely, but I don't know how bad it would be over TeamViewer. Yeah, I mean, it's probably... True. True. That's true. Mm-hmm. How could I possibly ask more of you? That's why I'm not upset that you're not up here.
Checkpoint. 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 Stand by for reintegration.
It's just a chicken puppet looking at a screen. That's it. Pecking keys every once in a while.
Checkpoint. 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 Lap complete.
What I should do is get a live feed to my parents' chicken coop, and if somebody, like, donates a certain amount, it switches the camera, my face, to the chicken coop for a little bit. So we just get chickens on screen. Getting mauled. Yeah. You know, I could do a backyard cam, but then there's the possibility of a hawk coming in and destroying everything.
Checkpoint.
Special event. Ugh. Oh, I don't know if that's TOS. There's nature cams.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
There. Yep.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint. Lap complete. Checkpoint. Stand by for reintegration.
You just need, like, a max headroom type persona, right? Just like this uncanny digital... Look it up. Max headroom. Some interesting art experiment that happened in the 80s. Yeah.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint. Stand by for reintegration.
Mr. Pridwin, my persona. Yeah.
Checkpoint. Stand
Hey,
by
Down, what's
for
going on?
reintegration.
Thanks for tuning in. Aha, so that is the YouTube. I'm getting a multi-stream.
Wrong.
Yeah, see, like, there's no intermingling. The Twitch people cannot see the YouTube people, and the YouTube people can't see the Twitch people, but I can see everyone.
Stand by for reintegration.
How are the stick cams looking? I haven't, like, looked over for a while. Good and smooth now? Hey, Down, thanks a lot. I really appreciate that. So, it's funny you should mention that. No. So, yes, I've been programming it because, again, this is an inherited... The stick visualizer is an inherited thing from somebody who kind of abandoned it last year. The source code's on GitHub. It's... the code's... not great. But there is... I've already programmed an option in an unreleased version to have it at a kind of exactly the angle I look at them, right? So eyes down, you can see them sort of like a 35-degree angle or so. I think that does look the best, but right now this is just easy and I'm just testing, so I have the top down.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
Right now, these are the... I don't know, somebody else modeled these. Secretly, big secretly, not really, because I'm going to tell you, I'd like to get in contact with some of the large joystick providers and ask if they want this service done for them. Because they offer the joysticks, they offer software to program them, why not also offer software to visualize them, right? Let's give them some official options.
Lap complete.
Oh. Yeah, in a video game.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint. Stand by for reintegration.
They can't hear you. You have to type.
Checkpoint.
I mean, it's more about the fact that you guys are too noisy to be in the chat. It's not about... I know you guys wouldn't say bad words, but...
Checkpoint. Stand by for reintegration.
Yeah. Unless I say otherwise.
Checkpoint.
I would never stream my Discord audience without their explicit consent. Which I'm not right now.
Checkpoint.
Well, and everybody just hears me having a one-sided conversation, and then they get to ask questions, and it gets fun. Or I just look schizophrenic, and that's just how it is.
Checkpoint.
It's part of the Splend Shepherd persona.
Checkpoint. 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 Checkpoint.
Yeah.
Stand by.
Alright, well, let's see. So, world record time on this as of 3.16. Hey, there you go. Downs moved over to Twitch, so now you could all intermingle with each other. Like a throbbing... Well, he's gone. Like a throbbing pulse of splendlings.
Wrong direction.
Shipped, yeah. Anyway, so the world record time on this as of 3.16 is 34 seconds and 55 milliseconds by yours truly. I suppose that would be 550 milliseconds, actually. So, that's a hard one to beat. I don't know if it's going to be even possible in this upcoming flight model. Closest I've gotten is 35XX on the lower end, but... let me see. So, you know what, I would absolutely love having a motion pit of some sort. Even if it's just reactive to my joysticks, because, you know, God knows if Star Citizen devs are ever going to give us the API to motion in the game, like some programs do, like, you know, Flight Simulator does and such. But, at the very least, oh, check this out, right? I have another cam. Boop! There's my hands and my keys. And because I'm going to... this is going to be kind of relevant right now because I have to actually tighten a joystick that's loose on my right side, so... be right back. The Mustang Game of Time. Yes, I did beat the Mustang Game of Time by a good second. I just posted it on scr.gg yesterday. Yeah. Although that time was old. So I guess I could do that. Okay. So I gotta find... actually, I can go to the... here, I have a scene for this. Or check out the stinger. So this is my Just Chatting stream, where we have a slightly larger video apparatus. And thank you for the kind words, Downfall. I like to think of myself as only moderately crazy fast. But anyway, so yeah, we still have the game cam down there in the bottom left. Oh, down there. And then I have my hand cam here. And I have another cam that is just not... I don't think I plugged it in right. It's not hooked up. That's actually a side view coming down at the entire desk. So you can see down the whole way with all the keyboards and monitors. So for right now, I can actually use the hand cam for this, I guess. I've got to figure out which one of these Allen wrenches tightens my joystick. I think it's this one. Correct. Hey, Echo, thanks for the follow. Yeah, but there's depth of field, it's blurry, I'm not too worried about it. Yes, that's my lovely redacted in the photo behind me. I'm not doing. So I guess now is a good, since I'm doing this, now is a good time for a stick tour. I have to do this in a way that doesn't show off my bits. How do I do this? I can't. I'm doing none of these things, but we'll hear. I'll just stand up. Just so yeah, yeah. But anyway, there's the sticks. This is the one that came loose, and it's on a 200mm extension. And once in a while, just wear and tear, I turn it tight. Extension. Left stick over there is the controls translation rather than rotation. Okay, that's my brief. All right. Thanks for the hydrate downfall. Good call. I always got that thing on me. All right, I think we're all set here. We're going to go ahead and flip back to the other scene. And this is, I also haven't streamed in months, basically since 16, so I'm still kind of getting back in the swing of things. Sponsor question, does extension on the stick increase sensitivity on your input? As a matter of fact, it does. Technically, it doesn't make the stick more sensitive, it just makes your motions more granular. Because I have a greater range of motion on the right stick. You can kind of see it there. And rather on this stick, you'll notice my motions are always going to be a little tighter and quicker because I don't quite have the fidelity I do on the other stick. This one is on a big 200mm extension, so I'm going to have way more fine-tuned control with the rotation stick, which is very much needed for pointing the nose in the right direction, whereas the translation stick is mostly just thrust. It's a 200mm extension. 0.2 meters. Downfall, the verbal alphas are, in fact, very sick, and I was an early adopter. In fact, the serial code on these are 145 and 89. And so I was one of the lucky ones who didn't have any major problems with them. They have improved the models since I bought them back in 2019. And the only thing I've had to fix is the click on the right stick. I had to take apart and refix the trigger actuator. Other than that, they've been good as gold. I mean, they've lasted very, very heavy use. 2 years going right now. Actually, as of this month, in fact, almost to the day, I've had these six for 2 years, and they're wonderful. So they make good stuff. T-Flight HOTUS isn't enough. I kind of cut my teeth joystick-wise with the T16000s, the dual sticks. $50 a pop. Wonderful. By the way, as far as like entry-level budget sticks, the T16000s are by far the best on the market. Yeah, I don't know about the throttle. I have the throttle that goes with it too. I won it in the Metro Loop race last year, and it's a good throttle as well. Needs nailed down because it's so light, but it's very nice. You ever gonna pick up small auxiliary panels for gauges, or is that too memey? Funny you should ask that. I want you to look up GameGlass.gg. That is kind of the go-to auxiliary panel, digital auxiliary panel. You can turn your iPad or your phone or whatever, or second screen, into basically an auxiliary panel for Star Citizen. It doesn't necessarily track anything, but it gives you a lot of buttons right there on the touch screen for you to use. In fact, if it was a laptop I have kind of right in front of me, I could have done that. Right now it's just kind of my stream monitor. Yes, the orange ones from Thrustmaster. Those are the ones you're thinking of, yeah. Oh, thanks for the congrats, yeah. Feels like forever ago. But that was a fun one. Hey, Echo. Thanks for tuning in. Echo's one of the Zero G Racers, Extreme G Racing regulars. Yeah, it's funny. I saw somebody in Discord's kind of biting my ear right now and asking, didn't I go by Echo at one point? I actually did. My handle before Splen, way back in the forgotten ages of early aughts, was Echo. Echo Rage is my Guild Wars name. That was quite a long time ago. I know I don't go by that anymore, but Echo's a good name, Echo Bit. A lot of history to it. A lot of... That's a Greek mythology name, if I recall correctly. Echo and Narcissus, I believe. You're Echo in Guild Wars as well. Okay, so wait, I knew another Echo in Guild Wars. If you don't mind disclosing, is it just Echo Bit or is it something else?
Checkpoint.
I mean, you don't have to. I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not gonna dox anyone if they don't want to be doxed. So. Guild Wars, man. Oh, I sank an easy 10,000 hours into that game over the years. Echo from pure awesomeness. Bristol Desert. That's the Guild Wars 2 server, right? I am Jade Corey. Last I checked. But I'm harkening all the way back to the Guild Wars 1 days. Early aughts. I played quite a bit of Guild Wars 2. It's a good one. But way more of Guild Wars 1. Echo from the multiverse. That's right. He's a racer. He's played Guild Wars. So for reasons I'm not going to disclose, because I'm not sure I can talk about it, I was asked today about improvements that should be done to racing in Arena Commander. So I'm kind of exploring around, and I'll be, you know, feel free to pitch your questions and whatnot, but I have it on good authority that we're finally going to be getting an update, one way or the other, to racing in Arena Commander. So, you know, now's a good time to talk. If there's anything you guys want to know about Arena Commander in its current state, why it needs to be changed, you know, what might be done. I do have some things I can say and some things I probably shouldn't. So that's kind of why I'm here. I'm also just kind of getting the rust off of streaming because I haven't done it in months. I've just been very, very busy. So yeah, I mean, I'm kind of taking requests, I guess. I'm just, at the moment, just flying around and testing out the stick visualizer, which is also brand new, and I just now realized I have the keyboard cam up for no reason, so I'll go ahead and turn that off. You guys been keeping up this kind of... So, Van, you say that this is probably the only reason you want a stick setup. You don't believe you could do this on mouse keyboard. So I did start Star Citizen on mouse keyboard, and I played it competitively for a very long time. But yeah, as far as the fidelity goes, you're probably not going to get the same fidelity unless you're very, very good at feathering, or like a keyboard monster, basically. So there are some definite easier things, but I think somebody with a lot of creativity and maybe a lot of buttons on their mice might be able to make something really good at it, you know? There are some... I have seen on the leaderboards, for the old XGR leaderboards, some mouse keyboard users at least making top 10. So don't be discouraged. But, I mean, there's some really good entry-level sticks out there for pretty cheap. Like, we were just talking about the T16000s from Thrustmaster. That's what I started on. Those are, yeah, $50 a pop. They're really, 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 really good entry-level sticks. Have I been keeping up with Disco Lando moving from the UK? Yes, I have. I do follow him on Twitter. He's a riot sometimes. Yeah, I enjoyed his Google search for Arby's in the UK and the closest one coming up in New Jersey or something, as if that wasn't expected. Yeah. I'm not sure. I think he, you know, I didn't really follow why Disco moved from Austin over to London. I'm sure it has something to do, or Manchester, I guess. Something to do with work, because there's a Manchester CIG office, but I wasn't really following the real reason. So. Race organizer for the Crux Cup, that's right. Yeah, I saw you jump into PGO today, so welcome to the Mimi old school racer Discord. pink giant octopus. Shout out to all of my PGOs out there, my tentacles. Yeah, so you'll find a wealth of information there and a lot of passionate Arena Commander racers who'd be glad to talk your ear off. I'm sure you know most of them already, given your your place in the community. A lot of the guys, especially like Cats and Ninjetti, they're already in the Crux Cup server. Am I saying that right? Is it Crew Cup? Crux Cup? I never actually heard it in my ears. So.
Checkpoint.
Yeah, that's... Can fly pretty good with mouse, but I struggle with precision. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get the translation precision. You'll get good rotation precision with the mouse, especially if you put it in the VJoy mode. But yeah, translation precision with the keyboard's difficult, and it's kind of essential for throttle control in racing. You know, having the ability to analog throttle in 6 degrees of freedom is pretty essential when it comes to racing good. I actually have a pretty comprehensive racing guide I made for 3.14 that's over on my YouTube that covers a lot of the control inputs and, you know, how to deal with the various flaws, pros and cons of them. I do need to update it, but it's still pretty good for 3.14. So you're saying he moved there for the Squadron 42 push? That makes sense. And hello, Jade. Thanks for tuning in. Cats mentions me a lot. Well, I'm flattered, because Cats is one of the racers I strive to be when I was first learning how to race. He's been doing it longer than I have, and I owe a lot of being this good to racing with and against Cats, and just talking to him and learning things from each other. CR moved to... yeah, that's interesting. I mean, that's... If they're really pushing for Squadron 42, that's kind of exciting. Should be a good Citizen Con this year. Oh, thanks, Downfall. Yeah, it's always wonderful to get some feedback on that video. It's a little dated. I've learned so much in 3.16 especially. Since I did that guide, it does need an update. But I'm glad there's still some very useful things in there. The M50 is certainly not the best ship for racing Arena Commander tracks anymore. That was my thought back in 3.14. Even then, I wasn't quite sure of the unlocked potential of ships like the Gamma and E-72. So that part of the guide is definitely out of date. It's still a good ship, don't get me wrong. You'll still get top 10 times with an M50, especially if you're really good. But if you're really like shaving off milliseconds, you can't get better than the P-72 or the Mustang Gamma right now. The Cats he is very, very good. He's just very naturally good. An overall racing enthusiast who knows his stuff. Alright, Dollar Store. See you later. Well, I mean, I don't have it on stream, so it's fine. Yeah, Van, I have the same thoughts you do about Squadron 42. You know, it is exciting. I do hope it's a good single-player campaign. I hope it lives up to the hype of, like, massive games like Skyrim or, you know, Cyberpunk or Elden Ring. I hope it has that sort of, like, joy it gave me when I first played them. Like, a real, new, wonderful single-player experience. But, yeah, at the same time, I am excited for them to start hammering resources back into the persistent universe. Because, let's be honest, I mean, out of all the reasons, you know, to kind of get on board with Chris Roberts here. We know he makes good single-player games, but Star Citizen and the online MMO experience of this scale is the real reason we all wanted to get involved with this. At least most people I've talked to. So the Herald, yes, it's good in Atmo, but it's also, for the longest time, been one of the strongest forward-thrusting ships. Because of its role as a data runner, it's supposed to get in and out real fast. It doesn't really have to worry so much about maneuverability. So, you know, it's a natural choice for an endurance race like that because you simply can't beat its top speed. Now, that said, I mean, they have been rapidly sort of changing the atmospheric flight model, so it wouldn't surprise me if the Heralds one day kind of knocked off that. And in fact, I'm kind of surprised, I mean, the size is certainly a big difference. I'm kind of surprised that the Mercury Star Runner wasn't used in the Crux Cup, but I don't know, I mean, I didn't play it, I wasn't quite as interested in the Crux Cup because at that point we were kind of almost between patches and I was really burnt out from grinding very hard on a lot of race courses in 3.16, so I kind of just couldn't be bothered to do it. I was so busy with work. It's a shame because I, you know, would love to have joined. The story's good. I mean, I've read up on some of the lore, and I don't know if you've looked at Squadron 42's trailers at all, but they, you know, obviously it's going to be at least a pretty decent cinematic experience. Yeah, Echo, you can count on it. I mean, I try to get involved in as many things as I can. I'm going to do the All-Star race that SCR.GG is putting on. I think it's May 12th. That is the top 10 in either category, invite only, I believe, for ship and ground racing, if I recall correctly. So I'm going to try to make time for that. I've at least RSVP'd. So we'll see.
Checkpoint.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's something we needed. With the leaderboards kind of being in Star Citizen's official capacity for a while, having that sort of resource for the racing community and getting people more hype and involved, something very professionally done like SCR.GG was very much needed, very much appreciated. And Diplomat, yeah, he's kind of a rock star for doing that, honestly. Nice downfall. That's exciting. I have a lot of respect for the ground racers. I think that's... to me, ground racing is a much more limited sort of palette in front of you, making it way more difficult. You have less to work with, so and the races could be so much tighter because of that, so much more competition. So, whereas like I feel like the playing field in ship racing right now is blown wide open. Like there's huge gaps between like top 5 and like bottom 5, you know. But I feel like in ground racing, because the playing field just would naturally be so much more level because of the 2D nature of it. So I feel like that's a way more highly competitive racing environment. If races like, you know, Daymar Rally are any indication, it is definitely very interesting to many, many people.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
Alright, so what am I doing here? Just been sitting here getting absolutely no ground. Let's go for a couple serious laps here. I feel like I'm warmed up. Stick visualizer's looking good. I don't have to worry about that anymore. Let's go ahead and try for some good ones here. Time to beat is 34 seconds, 550 milliseconds set by myself. And again, this isn't... I'm not going to count anything I do today as official because we still are in the PTU and things are subject to change, but it's probably at this point a pretty solid indicator of what the flight model is going to be like. So this is at the very least getting a head start. Yeah, botched that one. Thanks for the hydrate call. Echobit, thank you for the gift sub to Downfall. Downfall, welcome to the Splen Wall. You're now an official Splenling, and I welcome you. Enjoy your emotes. If I missed anything else, because I've been busy and talking. Let me see real quick. Echobit, thank you for the sub. Really appreciate it, man. Downfall, Echo, Commander. Thank you all for the follows. I alt-tab to put my finger on my laptop. Genius move there. Absolutely top tier. Alright. So. Jade, thanks for the follow. Alright. Let's go ahead and get some... You know what? Yeah, I did message... one of the Atmo team on Twitter about ship racing. They said that they're in touch with the Crux Racing crew, especially, and they're thinking of coordinating some stuff and putting it together. So we'll see. This was a video they posted about the river race, or the river itself, I should say, and how good it would be for racing. So I had kind of sparked a little question about, you know, are you guys going to do ship racing? So that would be cool. I mean, right now, you know, Extreme G Racing has provided an outlet for Atmo Racing at the very least. And I hope they eventually do get the same traction and sort of clientele, let's say, like the fan base that Atmo.gg has. I think they deserve it. Done a lot of work. Black Maze, Osashes, they're doing some heavy lifting there to kind of get the ship Atmo racing scene into gear. 1 million we see on Splend. Hey, if it's a 0G race, I'll give you that. That's probably a good bet to make, but Atmo racing? I don't know, man. I came in second during the New Babbage City Tour, which was like last month or the month before. And it was a big gap. Let's just put it to you that way. Like, Black Maze beat me by a lot. It's like 30 seconds or something, so... I have a lot to do when it comes to learning Atmo mechanics. 0G, I'm fine. Atmo, not so much. Alright, here we go. We're gonna do a serious lap here. A little slow on that turn. I believe that is turn 5. Out of boost fuel, so we're going to take it a little conservative here. Yeah, we're going to miss it. Wouldn't have been a contender time. Go ahead and do a quick regen lap here. Yeah, they're good guys. Hey, Traven, how's it going? Thank you. I'll try to fly fast.
Checkpoint.
Right, here we go.
Checkpoint.
Good setup. Should have good fuel here. Come around this turn at a moderate speed. I've noticed that we don't want to overshoot coming out of the starting area because we will mess up the second turn pretty badly if we do so.
Checkpoint.
On my current world record video, you notice I'm starting pretty slow. I really curve that into some pretty good speed after the turn, rather than before it. Right about here is where we pick up momentum. Yeah, just like that.
Checkpoint.
Pretty good so far. A little slow coming into that turn.
Checkpoint.
Lost a little bit of speed aero braking there.
Checkpoint.
And losing the catch-up. Okay.
For reintegration.
Decoupled mode is on a toggle, yep. So my the left actuated trigger on my left translation stick is my decoupled. You can see it flashing there. I hit it. And I also have boost as the secondary trigger on, because I think you're familiar with the Verbal Alphas. So the secondary trigger is the boost, so I could hold down both the primary and the secondary trigger to get decoupled and boost, or I can flip up the decoupled trigger and just use the boost and coupled mode if I need to, which is very rare, but it does happen. When I was first learning decoupled racing, which actually wasn't that long ago, I wanted the ability to quickly switch between coupled and decoupled. Alright, lap attempt, here we go. A little fast start, compensate with a little more boost than usual. Did make up for a nice turn there. Try to keep the pressure on this time. Gotta get some boost fuel back. I think I compensated nice, but I'm out of boost fuel.
Checkpoint.
So we'll see what happens here. I didn't need to do that.
Checkpoint.
This is a botch one. We're gonna slow down and we're gonna go ahead and try one more time here. Stop hitting stuff. Ah, the dream. Alright, here we go. This is about where I started in the last world record time.
Lap complete. Checkpoint.
Little slow.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
That was a crazy no-looker.
Checkpoint.
is a little low, but not unmanageable. And we missed it.
Stand by for reintegration. Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
Give it another go. Moderate pace coming through the intro tunnel.
Lap complete.
Try to wrap up a tighter turn 2 here.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
Good to keep some momentum going into these turns like that. Start your crosshairs out, or your TVI outside of the ring and move it inward as you're turning. Gives you some good momentum into the next turn. Lots of boost fuel this time. I missed it. That was actually a decent run. Had a 27-second up here at the apex. There I got hitting stuff again. Again, the dream. If I only had some computer that would tell me that I was going to hit something. That showed up in the middle of my screen all the time. If only. Alright. Very tight start. Good speed into turn 4. Try to get under turn 5 this time, set up sideways. Conserving boost fuel pretty good here. Got some blue. Nice tight turn into 7. And 35.09, not bad, not bad at all. So I was about almost 0.6 off of world record pace. That was good, that was a tight one. Let's do another. Again, time to beat is 34:55. 34 seconds, 55 hundredths of a second, set by myself.
Wrong direction.
Thank you. Thank you for the nice and good run. I thought it was also a nice good run. A little wide coming into turn 2, so we're just going to go ahead and reset. Gotta watch that starting speed. It's a waste of fuel if we kind of have to boost too much going into turn 2 there. We really want to carry a moderate amount of momentum into turn 2 and just kind of use that to get a nice solid turn 3 and 4, which is kind of a straight shot between those two gates there. It's really easy to pick up some nice speed there. So. What do I look for in a fun track? That is a good question, Sperno Pixel. A lot of the tracks made by the guys at XGR Racing are excellent. They have good eyes for tracks. A lot of people talk about the Snake Pit and Clio, myself included, and I think it's almost like a masterpiece when it comes to racing tracks. Okay. Absolutely fantastic. And not giving any, discredit to the other ones because they're also good. Of course, I'm a little partial to the Metro League Challenge course. Their take on it is much better than the one CIG made us do for the contest. Oh boy, that was tight. But I guess I look for something that, challenges you to do good, accurate turns, but also gives you time to have fun on the straightaways, right? So Old Van here is pretty good at that. It's mostly just kind of a big turn fest, mostly big smooth turns, versus tracks like Defford Link, which have a lot more hairpin turns, and that can be, it's definitely challenging, but it gets to the point of irritating sometimes. Especially given the length of the course. I haven't done Lorville Gates yet. That is something I need to do. If I have time today, I'll probably hop into the PU and try out some of the Zero-G Racing tracks, just to kind of get a handle on it. Alright. But I plan on doing some legwork when 3.17 goes live. And making up for all the courses I didn't really hit in 3.16. Alright. One more good attempt here. We're going for 34XX at least. Best so far has been a 35.09. And I went way too fast in the turn 2, so we're going to reset. Is it? All right, here we go. Oh, man.
For reintegration.
Traven, you need to tell me to stop hitting things. It worked last time. I got a daily PB when you did that. So Lorville Gates, I noticed some people were running 350R on that. I saw a couple at least with that. Very curious as to what people have been using. P52, like what is the ship to use for Lorville Gates? I'm guessing, I'm just going to go ahead and guess and say it was the P52 for 316. That could be a completely different story for 317 because they reworked the atmospheric flight models for quite a few ships, including the M50. You went for an M50? Okay. See, the problem with the M50 and 316 was that the nose kind of got a little unpredictable at fast speeds. So it added sort of an extra layer of problem. I went too tight there. We're going to do one more attempt here. We'll move on to another race. Maybe we'll do some Rickard Memorial. Black Mesa at the fastest, and a P52. Yeah, kind of hard to beat the P52 in Atmo in 316. Good start. Got to conserve a little fuel here. Gonna make a wide turn. Boosted a little early. It's going to cost me. Let's see what we get. Backing out a little bit. The last boost. Alright, alright. 35, high, XX. Not bad. Good way to wrap it up. The 34-55 is going to be a tricky one to beat. That was essentially a god run in 316, so I will need to really kind of grind and get a little lucky to touch that again. Go ahead and take a quick look at Rickard. I have already beat my previous record in the PTU. I'm not counting it though. I did get a 112XX. So that is the goal, to kind of stay on that pace. Does the P72 handle differently? Yes. The P72 has sort of the same atmospheric drag problems that the M50 does. Or at least it did in 316. I haven't tested it in PU, or the PTU, I should say. That's the reason that people are using the P52 versus the P72. Archimedes has some issues with Atmo, similar to the M50. For those who are interested, and you'll notice how I'm handling this, I'm getting kind of my best times and best acceleration since I'm using what's called max performance acceleration. A lot of that magic happens on my left stick. You'll notice that pretty much every single turn I take, I'm twisting into it. The twist is my up vector to the right. I'm also strafing into it and I'm pushing forward. That gives me 3 axes, tricording if you will, it's called in FPS games, plus decoupled mode. Learning where to put your TVI in relation to where you're going to sort of boost with a max performance acceleration turn is key. Rotating to make the tricord go in the direction you want it to, which is almost why I almost take every turn in sort of a up left or up right direction. That's a pretty solid warm-up run of a 121 there. So yeah, that's the good stuff. Legacy Instructional Series has some videos on how to handle that and what to look for when going for a max performance acceleration turn in a combined turn using oversteering. Yeah, I mean, it does in 316. As far as so from what I've heard is that they fixed the atmospheric problems of the M50 in the PTU. So you can expect 3.17 live to have some wild cards. We may see the P52 knocked off its throne. Should be interesting, to say the least. Good no-looker there. Lost all of my fuel in the process. This is going to be a tricky turn. I'm going to have to burn it all again to kind of make up for it here on Nasty 7. Yeah, I've lost all my momentum, so I don't know if that no-looker is going to give me enough chutzpah, let's say, to get through the course at a decent time.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
Good no-looker there, too.
Checkpoint.
Overshot that turn. Went a little slow because of it. And we
Stand by
botched
for
it.
reintegration.
Would have been a decent pace. When I'm coming through that turn down there, right at the bottom of the spire going up into the big turn, you want to be a little bit below a minute. Record pace is going to be around 57 seconds, if I recall. 56, 57. That's where you want to be coming up that spire. Because right up here, the rest of this is relatively pretty easy compared to the rest of the course. You got a nice, smooth transition to the last three here.
Checkpoint.
That's just nothing but speed, as long as you have some boost fuel left.
Stand by for reintegration.
Alright, do another serious run here. Feeling warm.
Lap complete. Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
Good speed coming into 2. We lost a lot of speed coming into 3, but good. That does give us more fuel to work with, so we might be able to make up for that time.
Checkpoint.
Good pace coming in this way.
Checkpoint.
Go ahead and do some couple braking here. Come down into 7, give myself as wide of a turn as possible, because this is historically the worst turn in the race. Hit it nice and sharp. Down to 8, and we botched it. A little too tight. One of the biggest problems with this ship, especially if somebody is used to racing with the M50 or the Mustang, is that it has a really, really, really long nose. It's problematic in turns like that where you try to cut it tight to your cockpit.
Checkpoint.
Alright,
Checkpoint.
let's just go ahead and get our shortcut. Start the race. Time beat is 112XX. Unofficially, because that was my best time in the PTU so far.
Checkpoint.
Best official time that I have reported is a 113.50 on this course.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
Good momentum.
Checkpoint.
It's actually really good speed coming into 6 here. I have boost fuel to make up for any overturn here on 7. This is good. Good, good, good.
Checkpoint.
Blast through here on 8. Get some momentum going into 9.
Checkpoint.
Need to slow down for 10. Out of boost fuel.
Checkpoint.
Okay. Alright. Great pace.
Checkpoint.
53 down here, which is way ahead of target.
Checkpoint.
Out of boost fuel, so we're going to be a little slow coming into here. I'm going to make up for it in the final 3, though.
Checkpoint.
Start the boost.
Checkpoint.
Max performance turn.
Checkpoint.
Okay.
Stand by for reintegration.
Oh, I just blew a 110XX. Not that it counts. Not that it counts. It is the PTU after all, but that was the best time I've ever had on this course. That was a crazy pace. Yeah. Wow. I don't know what happened to the music. Let's be a little louder. That's insane. Yes, that was an insane pace, to say the least. That's a little loud. Turn it down. Wow. Gotta go again now. Gotta go again. I can't put on that.
Complete. Checkpoint.
I cannot believe that.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
Everything just went right on that one. It was just nuts. Starting off pretty strong on this one too. I think I just choked on the final 3. I was just so excited. I couldn't believe my pace was so good. I gotta not do that. A little slow coming in the 9. Good recovery on 10. Holy cow. Look at that pace. 51XX coming through 11. Got some boost fuel here. I have none left now. I can just get a little right here. What the hell? 108.88? Are you kidding me? These are insane numbers. These are impossible numbers. Wow. I cannot believe that. Unofficial, but that's very, very promising for 117. That is insane. Are you kidding me? What is going on? 108.88, a sub 110, a casual sub 110 on Rickard Memorial? This is nutty. This is crazy. I don't know what changed. I don't know if it's me or the ships, or the boost fuel, honestly. Thank you, Downfall. Thank you, Zixel. Wow. I need a minute. That was crazy. Wow. Whew. That was a whole, almost 7 whole seconds faster than my world record time in 316. That is a chunk. I can't even. That's unfathomable. Thanks for the clip. Yeah. That is Gotta go again. I just did 2 in a row. 2 PBs in a row. Practically. I missed the first one in tunnel, but like, wow. Unreal. The pace. I've never even seen a 110. 2 quick ones like that. The double. Okay, I blacked out a little bit there.
For reintegration.
Thank you, Downfall. All right.
Wrong direction.
I just don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. There's no explanation. I'm just going to roll with it. I'm just going to be happy with it and just roll with it. No idea. Definitely wasted some fuel in that turn. Whew. Definitely should have hit some obstacles. What is going on? I'm just on tonight. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. What a hell of a no-look. Insane. Decent pace coming in here, but not as good as it was before. Just, I went a little far on a couple turns there, but this will still be, like, probably better than I've had. Yeah, lost too much momentum. Not going to be the same as last run. So, in fact, we'll just go ahead and just kind of slow down here. Get ready for the next one. Thanks, Downfall. Yeah, what? I'm speechless. 108.88 is... like, you asked me a couple months ago if that was possible, I would have said no. We were struggling to get, like, 115 was, like, unbelievable. 108? I don't think we've seen that. Any flight model. I don't even know. I know we've seen plenty of, like, 130 sub in virtually every flight model, but a sub 110? Nuts. Just nuts.
Checkpoint.
Here we go. Let's do it again.
Lap complete. Checkpoint. 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 Checkpoint.
Ooh.
Stand by.
Yeah, that was bad.
For reintegration.
That wasn't going to be a good one, probably, unless I really pulled some stuff off. Yeah, no, you better believe I'm going to be posting a lot of runs
Wrong direction.
in 317. I'm going to break my hiatus. I haven't played for like a month, at least.
Wrong
Ever since
direction.
PTU went to Evocati, essentially.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
Break my hiatus. I'm going to get some tracks logged. We're going to have some fun in 317.
Checkpoint.
This is feeling like a slower pace.
Stand by for reintegration.
Hit my huge nose on that billboard. Alright. Let's give it another shot.
Wrong direction.
I'm in that kind of jittery stage where it's like hard to really like put myself back in that state. Right? That clutch state. I feel like I broke that bubble with how hyped that was. Try to get it back.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
Good turn. Good no look. Feels a little low. Gotta be a little conservative here. That means we overturn a little bit here on 7. So we're gonna lose a little bit of time. I wish I had a live split up that I could reliably use. Like, you know, track my split times. I've tried it before. It is a little distracting,
Checkpoint.
considering how close together all the goals are. Ah,
Stand by for reintegration.
that was bad base. Bit of a come down right now.
Wrong
We're gonna go again.
direction. Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
Good speed into 3. Little fast coming into 4. Gonna have to waste some bird. Yeah, that's too much. That's too much. 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 Man, I was so on. Just shattered that bubble.
Wrong direction.
One more time.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
Come on.
Checkpoint.
Bastard.
Stand by for reintegration.
Alright, I might need to stretch my brain here a little bit and not do this course. I'm just below. I'm still riding a crazy high right now. So let's go ahead and switch over to Defford. Let's do the whole circuit. So, time to beat on Defford. I did get a sub 2 finally. It was a 158? Something like that. Downfall, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the kind words. Hey, I'm here to teach others, mostly. I want to be able to race with other people. Canadian Maverick, welcome. What would I add to racing? Well, first and foremost, and this is sort of goes along the line of things I'm not sure I could talk about yet, but atmospheric racing in Arena Commander is a big wish list item for me. because like having to go into the verse to practice atmospheric racing is kind of a large hassle for busy people. You know, I mean, you're talking like 20 minutes of setup just to get anywhere to do an atmospheric race in most conditions. So it's a little rough. So that's number one. Number two would be a little love on these old courses, because they have some performance issues. The tech is old. The races are meant for a different flight model. That's something I'd like to see. And maybe after that, a way to get paid racing in the verse would be nice. An actual career path based on racing. Something that has been, you know, talked about, obviously, but has never really come to fruition in a meaningful way.
Wrong direction.
Downfall anytime, man. If you guys are around right now, I mean, it's kind of lame racing in the PTU, but if you guys want to do a multiplayer, I'd suffer through it with you. You know it's full of bugs, but I'd certainly suffer through it.
Checkpoint.
If you guys queue up, just let me know.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
A little bit of a wide turn. This is my warm-up for Defford. I have not raced this course in a very long time. Anyway, I think my pace on this, somebody would have to check YouTube to know for sure. I don't remember offhand. I believe it's a 158 to something.
Checkpoint.
158 or 159. We finally broke that 2-minute barrier. That's been like the creme de la creme of Defford Link.
Checkpoint.
So we're just going to go ahead and get our feet wet here.
Checkpoint.
Use this course again.
Checkpoint.
I mean, they tried it.
For reintegration.
AI ships to race would be cool. You're right. They did try a little bit of a quote-unquote career path, or at least some money with the scramble races. Oh, what was it, 3 years ago now? Maybe 4? And those were buggy at best,
For reintegration.
but not really anything to get too excited about, right? It was for the ground-based ones, you just had to go from point A to point B in the middle of a desert somewhere,
Checkpoint.
and whoever did it first would get paid. And the ship racing ones, it was basically around yellow. Have points in yellow, you go from A to B. They were scramble races, so weapons were allowed because, you know, they're not going to put armistice zones around these things. So yeah, I mean, it was something. But those long dead, long abandoned. They put up that cool in-game course around Grim Hex, and they made a place where people could watch it. I would be very interested to see that come to life.
Checkpoint.
Hey, Downfall, I'll talk to you later. Thanks for coming in. Really appreciate your support, and thank you for the kind words.
Checkpoint. 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 Checkpoint.
Roger that. I will be up for probably a couple more hours. I don't know what time it is. I have no sense of time. 9 o'clock my time? That's not so bad. 2:37. Not great. That was a warm-up. Had to remember where all the turns were on this track. Alright, let's get lined up.
Wrong direction.
One of the hardest starts ever. This one right here. Really, really don't want to overshoot this turn.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
Coming into the 3-4 shortcut, which is kind of essential for pacing, unfortunately. I hate the shortcut. Hate it. We are going in there. That is where the shortcut goes.
Checkpoint.
All we need to do is add another checkpoint on the outside edge there to force that turn.
Checkpoint.
Because I hate that shortcut so much. That made it almost impossible, virtually impossible, to do the Mustang on this course because you couldn't fit it through the shortcut hole. So when I was first breaking records on this track, I stuck to the M50 on this track instead of the Mustang because I couldn't fit it through the shortcut. So. Lothamer, this is 317. Welcome, buddy. Good to see you again. Yeah, we are doing some 317 practice. And very exciting news that we do have some news on the development front for racing. They are looking at it. The Arena Commander team is taking a look at updating racing. So that's kind of spurred me into wanting to do some racing myself, draw some awareness to it, get people excited, and look at flaws in the tracks that I need to be refreshed on. Make a good write-up on, you know, some of the more granular things that need changed. Like this, for example. This spiral of turns going up is chock full of shortcuts that eliminate the intended functionality of the course. Which is sad, because the route itself is actually pretty good, but it's just nothing but shortcuts. So, kind of, doesn't feel good. It's necessary to get the big pace, but it doesn't feel great at all.
Stand by for reintegration.
Your poor 350R. Derry, do you use Track IR? No, this is the, this is Tobii. I have a Tobii eye tracker. I've never dabbled with Track IR. Track IR will give you better results overall because it's more responsive, but it's also hardwired. You have a wire on your head. I enjoy the mostly responsive Tobii eye tracking without having to have any wires connected to my head. I'm using a wireless headset, and yeah, that's it. I don't like the weight of wires on my head. It feels more natural this way. So I am using a Tobii. I use almost the default settings. I do decrease the sensitivity on the pitch from default a little bit because it's a bit over the top. Other than that, it's mostly default. And I don't use the eye tracking at all. Only head tracking. I turn the eye tracking entirely off in the Star Citizen settings because it just kind of throws you off when you're trying to look around your cockpit.
Stand by for reintegration.
Canadian, your poor 350R. Indeed. Used to be the top. I remember a time. Back in the days of, I don't know, early 3.0/2.x late patches in racing. 350R was the one. That was the contender. Those days are long behind us.
Stand by for reintegration.
We must have hope for the 350R. Yes, and this is one of the points I brought up to the developers today, was that these shortcuts are very detrimental to the racing gameplay. Because again, you are getting, in a course like this, you're getting shoehorned into smaller ships, where you're limiting the opportunities of the player who wants to compete. That's not good. Obviously we don't want that. Not the intended functionality of the race. I don't think anybody should be flying Caterpillars through here, but at the same time, a ship that's designated for racing, like the Gamma or the, the 350R, should be able to compete at least a somewhat competitive level on this track, but it can't. Yeah. Use Track IR and it's too responsive that following the TVI like you do is impossible. Well, I mean, you're going to have to turn down the sensitivity settings in your hardware if possible. I know you could use like a kind of a middleman like Face Track No IR and a virtual joy to kind of give you fine-tuned controls if whatever hardware you're using for Track IR doesn't give you that option. And then there's Star Citizen's built-in head tracking sort of configuration that Yogi put in. Well, should take care of the rest. I mean, I do all of my configuration for Tobii in-game, but I don't know if anything besides Tobii and the built-in face tracking is natively supported in Star Citizen. Not sure. I've never played with the Track IR in this game, so I wouldn't know. But you get the sensitivity right. You have to practice with it a lot, obviously. But once you get the feel for it, it's an invaluable tool for seeing where you're going. Now, granted, turning on the auto tracking, the experimental settings, as they used to be called in the game settings, to have your pilot's head automatically track the TVI, it's not bad. You could tweak those pretty good, and you can get pretty decent results. Before I really got good at head tracking, I did use those for a little bit, and I provided a lot of feedback to the development team on how that should happen. So I had a hand in making it so. And I feel like it got to a really, really good place, especially for newer players who are just, you know, kind of toying with the idea of what if my pilot's head tracked the vector instead of, you know, their forward vector. I think it works out pretty good. It's a good tool. But at the end of the day, I mean, head tracking gives you all the fine-grained control. You just have to get really good at it. We're starting to get a little warm with this track now. We're doing all right. That's the thing about Defert 2. It's such a big track that the warm-up you need on this track versus the other two is just exponentially larger, it feels like. Like, you're talking like a 10 to 20 minute warm-up easy just to get somewhat decent and get ready for, like, world record pace. It's just a tricky track. It's very big. I shouldn't make this turn. This is hazardous. Alright, we'll try to treat this one seriously. See what happens. Coming at a moderate speed here. Here we go. A little overpace for turn 2 here. I want to take 3 a little slower. Boost into 4. 4-5 shortcut. Good speed. Good speed. Alright, we're okay. We're on pace. Gotta conserve some fuel, making a wide turn here.
Checkpoint.
Fit through this little shortcut here.
Checkpoint.
Another dreaded shortcut on this track.
Checkpoint.
Down to 11, I believe this is.
Checkpoint.
Good. Slow down a bit for this hairpin turn. Followed by another hairpin turn. Oh, okay. I lost a little responsiveness there, but we're good. Followed by another hairpin turn. And a 90 up here. And a 180 turn. Decent pace, decent pace. Hanging in there. Get that boost fuel back. Some momentum. Good. Whoa, that was a dangerous no-looker. I shouldn't be alive. We lost some speed because of that. Pace is good. Route is good. Here's the final stretch. Max performance turn. Now it's just boost city, which we have none. Sub 2 though. Sub 2. 159.74. That's a good one. Try with the HOTA setup and rudder pedals. I think it's difficult to do. Dual stick setup is more possible to fly the settings. Well, I've played around with the pedals because I got the pedals from winning the Metro Loop race, and they're okay. I don't like how close together they are, the Thrustmaster ones, and it was difficult. I like to move around a lot. Like, my feet are always moving. I'm leaning my entire body into these turns, if you haven't noticed. The pedals really took away from my style in that regard, so I just couldn't get used to them. But I think somebody who's used to pedals can do just as good. They're analog controls. I mean, they're as analog as a joystick would be on those axes, so I think people could get real good with them. Very minuscule latency to Toby has is exactly, that's exactly what I was talking about, Canadian. Yeah, like there is a noticeable lag. I would say it's like maybe a quarter second when I turn my head versus what you see on screen. And, you know, once you get used to it and sort of plan for it, because when you know you're coming into a turn, you could turn your head a little earlier so you're right on cue. So it's not bad. It's definitely better than having a wire on my head. I don't know if that's a new world record. Let's go ahead and take a quick look. I have my YouTube channel up. Let's see what the previous one is. Previous world record is a 1:59.91. That is a new world record. Thank you. 1 minute 59. Yep. But again, doesn't count. So that was what? That was an 87. So it's very close. And doesn't count. We're in PTU. But just knowing that whatever they changed or whatever, however much better I got, I guess I needed a break. I don't know. We can smash them. We can smash them, guys. Thank you for the congratulations. Thank you. So yeah, exciting. We're gonna go ahead and when 317 rolls out, and that should be soon-ish. Any news on that front, by the way? Let's go ahead and take a quick look here. No news on the front of going to live, but I would imagine it's soon. Yeah, we're on patch Y, right? I would imagine it's soon. Friday latest. I think you're probably right on there, Echo. Unless, barring some really bad bug, I think you're right on. I think they're kind of hammering through the last of the really bad ones, and you know, that's it. That'll be exciting. Hopefully, like mid-May or so, things slow down a little bit. I'll be able to dedicate a few hours to breaking some records and getting my hands dirty on the courses in the PU. The XGR courses. Let's do one more. That was a good, I mean, obviously that was good. That was a world record pace. Very conservative racing on this track. You have to be so mindful of your fuel, very mindful of your speed coming into these very tight, dangerous turns. It is a very difficult course. So I would imagine there's seconds to shave off and miss that turn on this course. If I had to guess, based on how I'm doing, based on this course and how conservative that race felt, I'd say that this probably can go down to a 155. And I'd say that's a bit of a conservative estimate. Maybe, you know, 150, maybe 140XX. We'll see. Have you tried the endurance track around Orison? No, I have not. I did check out the XGR track very, very limitedly at Orison. I don't remember what it was called. It's just a pain in the butt to be at Orison in the PU. I'm sure everybody knows this. It's hard to get there. It's hard to get out of there. And I do have to kind of keep myself available as a flight lead in Legacy Fleet for operations. So, you know, sometimes we'll need to be in other places in the verse, and I won't be able to, like, really kind of park myself anywhere, per se. But, you know, when I do find the time between operations, we'll do some stuff. Like, yeah, maybe I should spend some time at Orison and get those races out of the way. Yeah, I believe he's talking about the Ahomai Ring and the other one. Hey, Freezy! What's going on, man? Are you live from Romania? What's up? Nice to see you. Yes, I am proud Legacy Fleet. I've been Legacy Fleet for, 4 years now-ish? I want to say it was 2018? 17, maybe? Might have been late 2017. Excellent group of guys there. And, yeah, excellent org. Very happy to be a part of it. Very influential org. It's a wonderful place to be. Nice, Freezy. Well, thanks for tuning in. We're having a good stream today. Just kind of de-rusting. I've not played Star Citizen or raced in over a month, so we're just kind of getting our hands dirty, testing out the stick visualizer. I took somebody's abandoned sort of pet project and made it my own, fixed up the code a bit, added support for the Verpals, which was not existing. Because obviously the sticks on screen are not Verpal sticks. I might have to model them myself or try to get permission to use the STL files that they use for their printing. See if I can get better visuals or put funny custom sticks on there, who knows. 450 Ahumahi on the... What? What ship was that, downfall? Is that the Herald? Yeah, I mean, hey, before we did anything else, we were security PMC at Legacy Fleet. We've run security for Daymar Rally a few times, and those were massive ops. And it's not really so much as Legacy Fleet, you know, coming up with this massive force. No, it's an alliance, more or less. Legacy Fleet is a very sort of instructionally based force, good at coordinating things. So we'd be in charge of, like, you know, 50 people, and split up our ranks to sort of take leadership roles in big operations. So that's sort of our specialty. Okay, good pace into turn 2. A little bit of an overshoot. Ooh, lost responsiveness. Alright. Fast on 3. That's gonna cost him.
Checkpoint.
Nope.
For reintegration.
Thank you for the kind words, Zixel. Yeah, I agree with you. Legacy Fleet is a good outfit. Lots of good orgs out there we are friends with. Tons. Alright, a little slower into turn 2 this time. Try to get better positioning, and we somehow botched it. Wow.
For reintegration.
So some other exciting things in 317 I haven't really had the time to play with is I've never seen the river, and from what from what's popping up in the XGR Discord, the Extreme G Racing Discord, is that we might turn that into a ship race, which I would be pretty interested in. It looks like a fun place to be. So I've never seen the river. I haven't really played with staggered fire too much. Haven't played with the new ballistic cannons. I definitely took a look at the coffee shop AI. Had a really bad time and never went back. Wow, this track is certainly going ham. I think I could adjust it from here. Cannot adjust my YouTube volume. Oops. Get bigger. There we go. Alright. Shift to Taviana Racing when the game comes out in 12 years. Yeah. 317 is still in PTU. We are on patch Y. So 25, right? Is that the 25th letter? So 25th PTU patch. I believe that includes Evocati. We are getting to the final stretch there, Marilyn. We are close to a live release. The consensus is, anyway, barring anything really bad happening.
Checkpoint. Stand by for reintegration.
The C2. So the C2 is an absolute beast in atmosphere. It'll burn fuel like there's no tomorrow. Expensive to run, but it is definitely one of the fastest atmosphere craft, which is humorous given its enormous size. It just has so much thrust. Good luck fitting it anywhere, but, you know, in that case, in that race course in particular, I can see how it would work.
Stand by for reintegration.
I think I'm losing my interest in this course very rapidly. We did get world record pace. We did technically beat the world record on... we absolutely destroyed it on Rickard. A 108.88. Previous best is a 130.5, by the way. And then we beat the world record on this by about 1/10 of a second. Which is pretty good considering I only ran through the course like 3 times before getting there, so I think things are looking pretty promising for racing in 317. Hey, Resin. How about some river racing in the PTU? You know what? Yes. However, I might need some help. I don't know how to get to the river. Could one of you kind of like give me either guide me in game or give me some sort of like direction on how to get there? That would be a fun adventure. I have no idea where it's at. I know it's in Microtech. That's easy enough to do, right? But I have no idea where it's at. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's do some river racing. I have all the ships I need. It is the PTU. I can grab the P-52 off of a Constellation. Hey, let's make a guy. Alright, somebody say when. I'll wait. Canadian Maverick says when, and there's our guy. Okay. Looks like I'm playing the protagonist from Wolfenstein 3D today. BJ Blazkowicz. We'll take it. Do I have to go to review first? There we are. There he is. What a lad. Off we go. Thank you. I appreciate the enthusiasm, YouTube crew. Alright, in we go. We will start at New Babbage. Let's go ahead and get that loaded. And while this is loading up, I'm going to go refill my water for the hydrate calls. I'll be right back. And thanks for the follow, Canadian Maverick. All right, back in the saddle. In the PU, here we are. Righty. Well, what do we got? A helmet, a medical gown, and another helmet. Okay. Let's head out. So, I think I had asked already, how do I get to the river? Don't make me look up a guide, guys. You're all here. Fly toward 205 for 440 kilometers. Easy enough. Give it a shot. Okay. Confirmation from Echo as well. And looks like our elevator is late today. I'll have to dock them. A little bit of pay when they get here. Just gonna turn the chat off. There she is. Oh, New Bab. Site of the New Babbage City Tour race, which I very much enjoyed. I still have that video up on YouTube, I believe. First green patch of land, can't miss it. Sounds good to me. Easier the better for my monkey brain. There's the infamous Metro Loop, home of the 2 Metro Loop races that are known. Many, many times I flew my Avenger up this tower, landed on the top. Many times, many times. That was a hard summer. Alright, down we go. Lothamer, you have to fly in a direction. Thank you. The guide is just an image with 3 steps on it. Yeah, sure. Okay. Everyone's confirming that I really should have looked up the guide and not wasted everyone's time. I apologize. Apparently it's easy to get to the river. City Tour is a good race, Canadian. I agree. It's a bit hard on performance, at least it was for me. I was still rolling with a GTX 980 Ti during that race. I have since upgraded to a 3060 Ti. I was forced to because the 980 Ti died shortly after that race. I think I put it through too much pain during it. Died during a nice game of Tetris. Ironically enough. So now the question is, what do I bring? I am excited to try out the M50 in Atmo. I don't even know if that's an available ship of the PU. I suppose I can check while I'm on the train. This is the spaceport train, right? Yeah. Let's take a look. So, hey, I guess this is like a... Is this appropriate for, like, the hand cam? I don't know. I'm still kind of like... Should this be here? Is this even interesting to anyone? I feel like it would be more interesting if the sticks were in view, but unfortunately, the way my setup is, the sticks are actually under the desk. I mean, if I wiggle them, you can kind of see them there a little bit. If I were to open up the cam, I could kind of see them at the edge of the desk. So they're actually under the desk, so there's no easy way for me to give any sort of visualization for the sticks other than the digital ones. The arrow. I do love the arrow, but is the arrow really as fast as a racing ship in Atmo? I don't know. I don't know. So, I mean, is it? Do I even have one? Aegis arrow. Yeah, anvil arrow. There it is. I do. Do we have an M50? Yes. And I'd have to pull the Kruger ships off of the constellations, it looks like. Not the biggest deal in the world. Okay. Unfortunately, the arrow is as fast as the racing ships. Is that what you're saying, Canadian? I mean, it does kind of make sense, but considering its military loadout, you'd think it'd be a bit heavier. Arrow seems to be the Atmo joyride to use, but your call, racer's choice. Well, in that case, I'm going to go ahead and pull out the M50, just to give it a try. Because hearing that its atmospheric issues have been fixed, obviously make me very excited to try it, so we're going to go for it. What was that? What just happened? I feel like the elevator just hit me in the head. I still can't see it. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna try the M50 first. So a 440-kilometer trip. Is anybody online who wants to play logistics here? I would be willing to take the helm. Be somebody who would basically load up a ship full of stuff, like a Carrack or a C2 or something, and take it to the river, because I am undoubtedly going to die. Something with a med bed like a character, I guess, would be ideal. I'm not telling anyone to call to action. If you're relaxing and having a good time watching the stream, please, just keep doing it. But just in case somebody was feeling antsy and wanted to...
Welcome to the ASOP
something to do.
vehicle system.
Alright, so we'll take out the M50 to start. Barring any bigger ship to stuff it in, I guess. This will also give me ample time to try it out. Should I strip it? Should I bother? The reductionist in me says yes. Let's take a look and see what's on it.
From all of us at Microscope,
Did I miss it?
welcome
Where
to
is
the
it?
Marriage Interstellar Spaceport.
It's way down. Okay, the scroll bar is broke. Yeah, I mean, it's all good, man.
Remember, your belongings belong to you.
Well, then I'm happy to provide you guys with the PTU experience secondhand. Alrighty, so we've got 2 ice plunges, which are civilian Cs, so probably heavy and bad. A Lumicore,
The Empire's leader and
a
cutting-edge
quantum drive light fire, and 2 targets. I don't necessarily want to leave myself defenseless in a public PTU in a place where there's a lot of people.
Ready to upgrade?
And you believe me when I say I could take somebody out with this thing. So we won't bring the missiles. That's a joke. We will change the guns. We'll put on Badgers. Right? Are those the size 2 guns? Yes. Take them off the Nomad because who cares?
Be sure to visit Wally's bar at the Pineapple. Only a quick ride on the metro.
Didn't give me my paint job from the live server, but that's okay. I enjoy Fire Engine Red. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Microscope,
Alright.
the Empire's leader in cutting-edge technology. Where creative innovation meets innovation.
Echo has a very nice list of most of the racing ships, and we put all the speeds in Atmo at Orison. Really? I would be interested in seeing this race. If it's in the Crux Cup Discord, I will check it out.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Downfall, see you later. Thanks for tuning in.
Located down
Talk to you soon.
sure enough by a brand.
Appreciate your support. Scroll, 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 and there it is.
Vehicle selected. Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
Anger 4. I do like these new building blocks ASOP terminals, and I've noticed there's a lot of updated UI in the various building blocks things, like the elevator panels. So that's nice. Under announcements, thanks Canadian. I'll check it out. Always up for gathering data. I'm assuming this is a list of PTU ships? Hey, thanks, Echo. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yummy data. Alright. And I have the key bound, and I have to remember what it is. Do I have it bound to end? Yes. Excellent. I have to remember that. The new call to take off and land key. Absolute godsend. Quality of life to its extreme. Okay. Now, I was told, what? To go to 205 for 440 kilometers, if memory serves me. So let's lean in a bit. Take a look at the compass. So it's this way. 205. And we go. Center our head tracking, make sure our compass is correct. Let's get out of here. Avoid that red light pole. Head toward 205. Boy, is it hard to see anything. Headlights, please. That made it worse. Ping a couple times, I guess. There we go. Ah, there's a tower coming up. Ah, some D&D. Nice. a couple campaigns I play weekly and bi-weekly. In one campaign, I am an Arakakra Bard Fighter, just turned level 5. And in the other campaign, I am a Changeling Fighter Monk, just turned level 3, I believe. Good times. You know, it's dark. I'm hoping that this ping will tell me what I need to know about the river. I'm sure we got a bit of traveling to do. So, this 440 kilometers is not a small amount to travel at 330 meters per second. I'm shocked there isn't some sort of nearby POI that can get us there faster. There might be, but I'm not willing to try right now. D&D is awesome. And those of you who follow, I'm sure I'm not the only one excited about the Spelljammer source material announcement. That's really hype. I should get some altitude, yeah? We won't cut into the air so much if we get some height here. Yeah, boy, I can't wait to be a giant space hamster. Surely I have a better top speed. Not really, wow. And I'm already burning through hydro like it's my job. But, hey, I can have a refueling ship as part of the racing crew now. That is exciting. Very, very exciting. Means I'll have to buy a Starfarer for Dollar Store or Lothamer here, or anyone else who wants to join the Dollar Store Easy Racing Logistics crew. I'm assuming the difference in terrain is going to be fairly obvious, yeah? Loft boars. I know somebody said it's green, but you know. What is that? What is that? That looks close. OM5? No, it's not. I don't feel like this is an appropriate time to practice cut leaping. Did get some top speed boost, going a little higher at 15k altitude. So, do I remember the differences between Gemini and Vanilla? Yeah, you'd fly it? Good. I think the Gemini was the more military variety of the Starfarer, if my memory serves correctly. It was a good ship. Back in the day. Back in the day when, like, the biggest ships in the game were that and the Caterpillar, man, it was a fun thing to fly around in. Does this pick up trees? Like, distance too low? Gemini has a +1 size top turret and 15 missiles. Oh! A ship that big with missiles. Hammerhead style, huh? Alright, so let's get a grip on how far we've gone so far, just to kind of see our distance. So we will plot back toward New Babbage. We have gone 134 kilometers. We still have quite a ways to go. I should probably get a little higher. Let's do that. About there. Let's go. We'll pitch up pretty dramatically here. Just get some some air. Okay. Nope, too much ketchup. Too much ketchup. Okay. I feel like I need to make a ketchup emoji. So every time I see G-forces, I talk about that ketchup. Ketchup that runs in our body and makes us who we are. The ketchup that goes on our proverbial double dogs. Guess there's no point in me. I got a while. But going at 1,000 meters per second will get us there far faster. Meantime, I almost got out of the ship. I don't know if that's even possible, but I pressed the Y button by accident. That would be pretty devastating. Instead, I'm going to do what I set out to do and look at this screen. There we go. Nice. It's very dark. There's myself, Joe Normal, BJ Blazkowicz. I need to get more footage for my ending and be right back screens for the stream. I lost my old videos that were so nice and relaxing. So I need to come up with some more footage. Something like this wouldn't be bad, huh? Fortunately, this is not the quality I want to record at, but it's an idea for later. Can I look far enough behind me, I wonder? See New Babbage's distance? I don't think so. We should have about 5 minutes of travel at this speed. Let's go ahead and check what's down here. Nothing that screams river. Okay. Let's just do a quick break and look. Distance. 300 kilometers. Okay, so we're close now. Turn back to 205. And let's keep on going. So at the speed, what's that math? We're going 1,000 meters per second. That is kilometer a minute, right? No. It's way more. It's a kilometer per second. So about 1.5 minutes of traveling at this speed. And with any luck, there'll be other players down there we could see, which will help us find it. But I am going to start going down a bit. Start losing some altitude here. Okay, so we should be close. A little far. But we're going down, so I should be able to see it. At the very least. How long is the river? Where does it go? These are the questions I hope to answer. For myself, so everyone else has seen it but me. Starting to lose speed pretty rapidly here. We'll go back up. Hover around here for a little bit. Okay, so at this point we should be mighty close. So let's go ahead and check our distance. So if it's 440 clicks, we have about 50 to go. 205. Let's go ahead and start heading down. Now at this point, do I turn the headlights back on? No, probably not. I should have enough false gamma here in this twilight sky to see the terrain differences at this point. Hopefully. And to get rid of this glare, I can just hold F4, press the up arrow, let's move past that. Now we've got sort of a night scanning mode. Hey, there it is. That looks like a river, yeah? Am I seeing that correctly? Is that what it is? It's gotta be it, right? I mean, okay, it has absolutely zero terrain-defining features in scan mode, but yeah, that's got it. Let's go. So let's slow down a little here so I don't tragically end this. I think this is it, yeah? It's so dark. Are my eyes deceiving me? Is this just a canyon? Wish there was some more light. Have I... Oh no, there it is. Okay, we've made it. Okay. This is snow, it says. So is this just ice? Have I just found an ice path? This is horrible. I cannot see a damn thing. I see some trees, I think. Am I mistaken? Ice path. Okay. Let's keep going. Wow. I need like 6 navigators. This is crazy. I'm not pitched correctly. I want to go straight up. There we go. Alrighty. So we'll turn back to 205. That way. Keep going. And since we have stopped, before I get too much speed going again, we'll check our distance. We are at 409 clicks. It's pretty close. Okay, we're starting... Hey, look at that. We're starting to get some sunlight. Hopefully it's in the correct direction. Look more rivery. Everything looks like a river. Everything looks like a river. When you're a fish, everything's a river. Is that how it goes? Clear biome change. This is it coming up. I do see what looks like a biome change, yes. Yes, indeed. Okay. Any luck, it'll be sunlight. Alright. I use instruments here so I don't end up getting too low. I'm using head tracking in third-person view here to kind of use my head and see what's in front of us. About how far into this grass biome do I need to be, do you think? Let's get down a little bit. Oh, this looks different. I think we're there. I think I cannot see a goddamn... Nothing on the scan screams river. In fact, it's quite irritating how fast it goes away at this point. See that peaked mountains there? Over there? You guys probably feel like I'm blind. It's right in front of me. Okay. We found it. Now, question remains. It is like an early twilight here. I believe the sunrise is in this direction. Let's very gingerly go down, take a look. Okay, no snow. And we've made it. We are at the river. Okay. Now what? It took me so long to get here. It took so much fuel. I'm afraid to do anything. Achievement unlocked. Find the empty river at night. No kidding. Yeah. Okay. Well, we are. Let's take her for a spin, I guess. We're gonna go nice and casually. Okay. One thing I did notice was that the atmospheric flight here at those speeds in the M50 was fine. It was quite comfortable. It was like I was flying any normal ship. So that's good news. Which is a question of how it will handle at low altitudes. Big, thick air. Find the lake at the bottom. It's a nice sight. I feel like I'm going upstream, right? If I turned left at the river toward the mountain, I feel like this is an upstream. So the lake would probably be in the opposite direction. What is the source of the river? Does it just come out of a cave? I am going up, okay. Yes, this would be a hell of a race. Man, dangerous race. Wonder what the hitboxes are like on these trees, huh? We'll find out. Oh, look at that. Ooh, a canyon. Now we're talking. Boy, I wish this collision alert would get out of my field of view. That is really obnoxious at night. Silence, computer. I know there's something I could run into in front of me. Trees are very accurate hitbox-wise. Leaves won't harm you. Okay. Let's see how accurate they are. Nice. I'm curious to see how this race is going to be playing out. So this is it. We've made it. Ladies and gentlemen. The mouth? Is it the mouth of the river that's at the top? I don't know my geographical terminology that I learned in 5th grade, so... Alright. So let's get this thing to a stop. Let's go here. Let's hold down this button and let's get a view of the ship. Here we are. Alright. Let's go ahead and put the gear down and let this thing get some fuel. Park it straight. Hopefully not. Not at a detrimental angle, at least. Okay. We'll leave the motor running, give us some stuff to see with these headlights, and we'll wait for sunrise. Here we are, at the river. Where's my fishing pole? The mouth is where it meets a lake or ocean. Thank you, Lothamer. So where am I at? The source? Is that just the proper terminology? There's nothing fancier than that? This is where the water lives. Yes. Alright. I believe you. Let's look for anything interesting out and about. This would be far more terrifying if they'd added the fauna they had talked about into the game. That being the, God. That apex predator, like Yeti creature that they talked about being in Microtech. Something that was developed by the scientists here to be the apex predator of the terraforming they did or something. I don't remember what it's called. Sounds like really scary though. Like a man-bear pig or something, I don't know. Let's tempt fate and try to climb a rock. Okay, we're not dead. Good. Be an awful way to end my journey. This flashlight seems pretty dim. Is it the helmet? It's also flashing for some reason. That's actually, it's just the plants, and I'm looking at it. Shader thing. The only fishing pole you need is a trusty Gallant energy rifle from Klaus and Warner. You're right. Fish fear me because I shoot them. What to do in the meantime? Wow. Negative 14? Ah, we're fine. Surely I can... Where's my inventory? No 30k, right? Right? Yeah, we're okay. Trees are not having a good time with the lights. That's... I can't wait till sunlight, I guess. That's irritating. Okay, so can I take my helmet off? What if I just... What if I just, you know, put it down? That's fine. We don't need that, right? Oh, right. That's my headlight. That's my flashlight, my torch. It's gone. Rest in peace. I've lost it. I guess there's nothing over here because there's no inventory storage, right? I was looking for a box, but I'm nowhere. I'm in the middle of nowhere, right? So I don't have an inventory to store the helmet in. Literally, it's just me in the outdoors. So wherever I put that helmet is where it's going to remain forever. I found it. Just immediately equip that. Okay, maybe not. There it goes. Hey, it worked. Something worked. We did it. Helmet is nice if you want to try swimming. Swimming in negative 14 degrees Celsius temperature sounds refreshing. Let's go ahead and, well, let's get wet. Shouldn't I be getting much colder than this? You'd think, perhaps? Can I prone into the water? It's not letting me prone at all. There we go. Down we go. Take a little sippy sip. Yummy. Here we are. Underwater. Submersible one. Done it. It really is. Sucks your breath right out of your lungs. Puts the water right into your lungs. I've never really stopped and looked at this fauna, or flora I should say, close up. Some very nice normal maps here on the trees. A reasonable polygon count for Star Citizen. I can actually count the edges on the tree. That's a good sign. The normal maps react to my real-time lighting, which is good. Fancy. Fancy graphics, huh? The year of our Lord 2022 AD. Normal maps in a video game. Nice. Franz are just out here having a good time. Me too, Franz. Me too. They're my best Franz, honestly. Mad props to the props team. Aye. The blue-purple flowers look like delphinium. Let's see if I find a delphinium entity in the console. I do see a player's corpse in the console. Interesting. We do have Object Planets Sunset Berry 1 under the Objects/Planets/Flora/Bush category. So maybe this is a sunset berry, whatever that is. No right-handed matrix for my ship. I don't know what that means. I hope it's okay. Everyone deserves a right-handed Matrix. Here's a glass PBR with 1337 instructions. That is pretty elite glass. Man, I wish I knew what these meant. I don't like seeing Aegis Hammerhead's side turret in the console at all. That scares me. I'm going to turn this off now. Forgot I didn't see it. Alright. How's the weather? Are we actually getting daylight now? I'm starting to be worried. What is the time cycle like on this planet? Do I have Skyline, right? I do. There's Microtech. So there we are on the backside of the planet, as expected. And there's the sun. If I recall correctly from all the Metro Loop races that I did, the sun would rise to the left. So is this a normal spinning planet where the sun would rise east? No, you're facing north. Maybe I'm wrong. So we might actually be on the not turning toward the light side. We might be going this way to the left. So it might take a while to get some sunlight. So without further ado, let's should have gotten a little fuel back. I'm just kind of parked here. Oh, you know what? Actually, now that I think about it, one of the big things about this patch was they're taking the fuel scoops out, right? That's like the whole deal. You need to find a Starfarer now because, right? That's the thing. There's a refueling loop that exists. Okay, well, let's go ahead down to the lake and, man, I really wish I didn't have to have these on. Oh, I have to have those on. Wow. Let's bring the gear up. Let's go. I don't think this is a you know, if I were XGR making up this course, I really don't think this would be a logical place for a starting line at all. We're going to go a little further down. Right? Let's go ahead and level out now that we're past the tightest of the trees. Let's pick up the pace a little bit. It does get a bit wider, yes. Ugh. So, I don't know... Obviously, I don't know the course here. Like here, right? If you want to start up toward the top, there's a nice clearing here for a staging area. Kinda. These shaders on these trees are driving me a little bit crazy. Wow, that's bad on the eyes. You know what? Now that I think about it, is it me? Did I do this? Very high. Yes. Let's see if that helps. No. Oh, it didn't. Try high. High? How's the old FPS doing? It's perfectly fine, but didn't solve the problem. Slow ships would be better. Race and Argo MPUVs. Yes. Argo cargo race. Finally. Well, I think the original intention for this was to be a Gravlev race, at least from the point of view of XGR. But they had to scrap the plan for one reason or another. I think there's something wrong with Gravlevs in general, or just the fact that maybe they're hitting rocks. I don't know. Or maybe it's just the water and the Gravlevs aren't cooperating yet. So it's being possibly changed to a ship race. Last I checked. But anyway, let's go. Lollygagging. We got a river to explore. It does look like it's getting a little brighter out here, so hopefully by the time we find the lake, we'll have some more daylight. BJ Blazkowicz and his M50, having liberated Castle Wolfenstein, is now exploring the new Microtech River. Does this river have a name, by the way, or is it just the river? They get that far? Basically, Gravlev is broke at the moment. You might just grind against the ground. That does not sound good, considering they just reworked Gravlev in 3.16. Oh, Sashes, hello. Yes, I do occasionally stream. I haven't been recently. I've been taking a bit of a hiatus from streaming and Star Citizen at large. But with sort of the CIG renewed interest in racing has inspired me to come back for a bit. So here I am. We broke a couple world records on the Arena Commander courses. They don't count because this is PTU and I'm not counting them. Certainly, and it wouldn't be counted on scr.gg either. But it's looking very promising for Arena Commander racing in this patch. I'm either it's because of the boost fuel or, I don't know, taking a month off gave me renewed vigor. Who knows? That was a little close. Had to go up there to avoid the trees. I hope they work out whatever shader issues being caused with the lights in the trees prior to live. If I had to guess, I'd say it's a GPU instancing thing. That's what it looks like to me. Just not having a good time with the real-time lighting and the likely GPU instancing that's allowing so many trees to render like this in a scene. Likely, but I don't know for sure. Have we made it? Yes, we made it. There's a little pond. Nice. It's a decent size. Good size. It's not overly long. And I feel like we could be somewhat aggressive with the speed here. But my god, if it's not daylight soon. Like, what the heck? Yeah. It is a bit of a party in here today, isn't it? All the racing crew hanging out. Enjoying some Arena Commander racing, and now we're in the River Commander race. I think I had asked earlier if this river was named. It would be a good name if it's not. Maybe they should call it Macrotech, right? It's on Microtech. Because river technology is certainly very macro. Boy. Given where we are, and given that there's no very close moons to Microtech, the sky is certainly artificially bright for nighttime, and for that I'm thankful. I do remember when they were experimenting with a realistically dark sky, and it was awful. It was quite awful. So is that what I missed? Is that what the Ahu Mahi is all about? It's about eating other ships? Does somebody just fly around in a C2 and just gobble up smaller ships as they're flying around? That sounds fun. So I remember these hand minables being there, so I think we're close to the source again. I don't want to go too far up because it gets tight, but you know what? I like that canyon, so let's go find it again. Got a little blind there for a second. That was dangerous. Didn't know where the river was going. Certainly am not familiar with any of this. Ooh, that was close. Here we are. Cool. I hope the canyon is somehow part of the race, but man, it gets really tight here. Like, uncomfortably so. Echo Bit letting the cat out of the bag like that, man. That is crazy news, by the way. That is insane. If they actually managed to pull off what they talked about, oh my god. That is hype. Beyond hype. Hyper than that 108.88 we got earlier. Hype. mind-blowingly hype. Okay, that's a tight turn. We're gonna go ahead and just cheat out of the river there. How we doing on sunlight? How are we doing? Planet has turned ever so slightly in a counterclockwise direction relative to solar north. That would be quite amazing. And UXGR guys should be extremely proud of that. That's coming up with a race, and then even the prospect of the developers adopting it into the game it's magnificent. It's very good. Ooh, boy, that was close. I feel like I should be dead. At least be missing a wing. We're getting a little fancy in here. Okay. I'm gonna turn up the heat a little bit. I'm coupled right now, by the way. I am a little bit scared. I need my training wheel still. This is a scary course. I like this nice long stretch here, and then it's like, whoa. Whoa, 2 sharp turns in a row. We've got kind of a mini S turn there, but not really. Unless you're a little bit to the left, in which case, ooh, there is a hard one there. So it starts out pretty like, you know, go for it, and then it's like, nature. Here's some cuts for you. Make this turn, why don't you? Good S there. I can't see anything. Makes this way worse. I can't wait to run this in the daytime, if the server survives that long, that is. Cheat over the land mass there a little bit. I wonder if that'll be allowed in the race. Probably not, but flying between trees is probably a no-no. Where do I go? Where do I go? Lost it. Lost the blue. Got some heat there for a second. And we're out. Nice. Yo, when they told me today that they were watching my video in their scrum, I'm not gonna lie, that is like, that makes me happy. Makes me feel pretty good. Put a lot of hard work into that stuff, and I'm glad somebody there or over in the offices is watching and saying maybe, hey, you know, some people take this racing thing pretty seriously. Maybe it's time we give the old racing game loop a little bit of love. That's all I've wanted for years now. All I've wanted. Very happy today. That's why I'm streaming. Okay, yep, nope. Yes. It's clenching. Clenching hard. Okay, back in. M50 feels good, guys. I tell you what, it's been a long time coming to have this ship actually like work properly in atmosphere. M50 feels good. I don't know if it's P52 316 good, but it's good. It feels good. I should have taken this thing through the Metro Loop before we got here. I suppose that's just a suicide away anytime we want, but I am starting to get warm here. You know what happens when I get warm? I eventually get dead. So we'll go back one way or the other. Okay. There's definitely leaves in my cockpit. There's no... Hey, that felt like... You know what that felt like? That felt like proximity assist. Where is it? Go away. Do I have to get out of the ship and get back in now? Thank you for the nice save, Echo Bit. Yes, indeed, a nice save. Took a speed hit, sadly, but handling is... M50 took a speed hit, or the P52? I feel like this is decently responsive for how... Well, you know, now that I'm looking at the altitude, which is above sea level, if I recall, we're actually pretty high. So I guess we're cutting through the air a little easier than Metro Loop would be. In fact, I know we are. This is this. Ooh. You know, now that I'm thinking about this race, would it make more sense to have the lake be the starting line? Logically? Because as you press forward in a race and start to separate, it would make logical sense to be able to fit into a canyon, you know? Rather than starting up here and going toward the lake. Would the lake make the better starting position? I wonder. You have 5 people or so lined up down there. Maybe take a circle around the lake to get some separation or something, and then go. Wonder, wonder. That's for greater minds. I'm just here to race. Ooh. Boy. Really? Okay. There's a left turn there, I guess. There it is. Still coupled. Still not taking those off until daytime. There's that S-turn. Starting to get this geometry, very, very slowly chiseling this into my spinal, let's say, memory. Very, very slowly. Starting to recognize shapes a bit. And ignoring the weird shader effect caused by my headlights. M50 only class for next year's race in the Crux Cup. Yeah, if it holds up in atmosphere. Oh, I love the M50. I secretly wish the M50 was still able to achieve world record times anywhere. Currently, it is just off the radar entirely. It's a drag racer, don't get me wrong. When it comes to forward acceleration, it's still top dog, but that's it. And, you know, none of the races are a drag race, technically, unless it was, you know, unless we're talking the old scramble races. Then you have a race for the M50. Something where it's touch and go. A suicide, if you will. Okay. Are we feeling this, guys? Are we kind of... Should I start timing this? I don't know. I don't really have a sort of known starting and end point. Well, I guess the lake is certainly one of them, but I'm turning around the canyon. Time to get live split out yet? Okay. Ooh, baby. You know what? Where'd my music go? This requires something. A little, je ne sais quoi. What's that noise? Hey, I drifted into the ground. Am I okay? I'm good. Surely. Am I good? Time is when it's daytime. You're right. You're right. I believe the M50 will be top dog somewhere once again one day. One day. The 314 flight model changes changed a lot. Well, you could really get some speed up here. The top of the river in this straightaway, not a lot of turning. How smooth. We got this tightness here, and then the canyon, which I'm avoiding, but I came in way too fast. My fuel's getting a little low. Just gonna play this out and see how long we last, I guess. I'm having fun now. BJ Blazkowicz, the randomly generated pilot. Birthed into existence and then immediately thrust into the cockpit. Behind my sweaty palms. Fearing for his life. Boy, I cannot wait to see this in daylight. Is that ever going to happen at this point? I feel like the server's running in reverse or something, or the ticks aren't happening. I know the daylight cycle's fairly long on this planet, but... I tell you what, the roll responsiveness on the M50 feels top. It feels very high up. For atmosphere. It feels very, very good. Aero level, I would say. Dear. Okay. Yep. Left. We're getting momentum now. It gets a D in headlights, though. Absolutely abysmal. I've seen ships blast their high beams, and you can see for like 2 kilometers or so. I can't even see like 100 meters in this. Bad. They really didn't give this thing very good beamers. Sunrise is in 25 minutes according to the planetary navigation tool. Thank you. That is a timeline I could respect. 25 minutes. So, will my fuel make it that long? I don't know. Anybody got a Starfarer out there? If I wasn't working, I'd break out the Starfarer and help. Understood. Also, I guess I'm getting thirsty. What was I doing? Going back up, that's what. Here we go. Nope, just the left turn there. Not easy to see when you've got this tunnel of vision in front of you. Can't really... Running my head is kind of useless because it's dark. What do you mean IRL? Thirsty IRL? Yeah, we're getting there. We are getting there. I'll have to get another water here soon. Blame the sun, it is shot. The sun's had a hard day. Uh-oh. Finally did it. We hit something, but, I mean, the wing is still there. Let's do a quick diagnostic. Check our components. And we're green across the board, I think. Right? Everything's at 100%, it should be good. Hopefully. Unless I lost a chunk of flight model geometry and I start going crazy. We'll see. Now, from what I recall about the M50, it's a fairly fragile ship, so I either got really lucky or I didn't hit anything very solid. Guessing the former. Okay. See, if I get too low, I kick up some pretty problematic dust. This is the straightaway, so we're at the top again. We're in the canyon. You tried to redeem a hydrate. Well, did you? I drank anyway, so if you did, thank you. Ooh. Yowza. Uh-oh, 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 oh! We did it. One-way ticket back to Refuel Town. Now, I wonder, is it faster to get back out there by loading this thing up into a bigger ship? Like, C2 or something? Or should I just burn the fuel again? Don't forget to press criminal charges against the rock ore. Yeah? We all know getting stuck in the prison loop is sometimes an actual death sentence for your character, so... Brutal. Big if true. Well, I appear to be stuck in some sort of limbo. This is a good time for a bio break. So let me put the BRB screen on, and I will, in fact, BRB. opportunity to stretch their legs and take care of their bodies a little bit. Everyone needs a good bio break once in a while. In case you're asking, yes, I did make that stinger myself. Business inquiries, contact, spare no pixel. Anyway, everyone, welcome back. I see the doctor has already probably talked to me, and I wasn't here to hear him. Glad to see I'm in good hands. Hello, Sea of Thieves Gaming on YouTube. Do appreciate a good stinger, indeed. I made that one in, what is that, Adobe After Effects? My first time kind of tooling around with it, I made that stinger and that little animated S shows up sometimes. Thanks. Thanks, Echo. I like to think that once in a while I could make some good assets. Alright, so where are we? We're in the New Babbage Hospital. We had just died. Finally pushed things a little bit too hard down at the river. This doesn't look like a guy. What happened? What happened to BJ Blazkowicz? What is the selfie? Is it not 7 anymore? We'll have to do it manually. Is this our guy? The hair color bug is back. We were blonde. Huh. I thought I saw that fixed in patch notes. Anyway. We can't go outside looking like this. I see we have some guns in our inventory for the ship. It looks like a pilot. So by the time we get back out there, it should be daylight. I'll be able to see much better, so we'll get there faster, which is good. I now have a general idea of where we're going. Getting a haircut Friday. In case it wasn't obvious why. Alright. So the old M50 will need claimed. I should take it for a spin through the Metro Loop, just to kind of get a feel for a track that I know how to run in other ships. I do have the current top time on both Metro Loop races, actually. That is my course of choice out here in the Microtech system. Let's go hit it real quick, and then we'll go back out.
Nearing next stop.
I see there's my corpse marker. That'll make it even easier to find the river again. Check out this guy.
The capsule.
We are at the spaceport, yes. I noticed that guy was wearing sunglasses. Those are subscriber-only gear. Is that one of the things that could now turn up in loot boxes? That would be cool. Because I always lose my subscriber sunglasses very quickly. Usually have them on my face when I die, so... somewhere unpleasant. It's good that, you know, there's a little more incentive to risk it on foot, get some loot. I hope that the on-the-ground AI is nice and stable for this patch, but historically that has not been the case. But I always hope.
Welcome to the ASOP
It's okay to
vehicle
hope.
retrieval system.
We are looking for the Origin M50 destroyed. 6-minute time? What's the expedite on this?
Sharing plane has been set.
2 minutes?
Thank you.
We could chill for 2 minutes. Let's go grab some snacks. So our character started getting thirsty last time we were out there. We'll grab. Where am I going? Pulled that out of thin air. Okay, there it is. Can I store it is the question. I don't have anything to store it in. Can I buy a fanny pack? I wish I had my PU gear. This is unfortunate. Does the M50, did they grace the M50 with an external storage? I doubt it. So I guess I'm kind of stuck. Stuck like Chuck. I'll just take a good sippy before we leave, and that'll be it. Take the cap off. Oh, I got the helmet on, right. Can't do that. We'll get super hydrated before we go, and that way we won't need the drink, right? That's the logic. At least we didn't litter. Let's try throwing it in the bin so we all win. Nice. Which one do you think is bottles? Wow. The color scheme here doesn't really strike me as intuitive. It says there's a little recycle thing here. We have yellow, which is surely for mustard, right? The red's for ketchup. The green is for hot dogs, right? And in it goes. And I'm sure the janitor loop AI will be around shortly to put that in the reclaimer.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Yes, I do mean the ship. That's how we're going to recycle. Okay. Time to go.
Vehicle selected. Stand by.
I have to wonder, is it more worth it to set my spawn point up at the, you know, the station, Port Tressler? Will that be quicker if I die again? Hangar 4? But now that it's daytime, I'm never going to die, right? It's impossible. I can't die. If I hit the call terminal button on foot, does it work? Drat. Usually I'll hit it in the elevator, right, to save time. That way the door will be open by the time I get to the hangar, saving me a bit of time. I'm really kind of hoping that the call terminal button would have a on-foot activator. Alas. Peel this thing off the ground, apparently. Power plant's a bit iffy. I think I just left the whatever civilian model was in here. This doesn't look like daylight. There's the sunrise. Okay. Good. Let's hit this classic course up real quick and see how I feel about it. Frame rate certainly leaves a bit to be desired here, but such is New Babbage.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Alright, let's hit it. Just casual. Should I turn the headlights on? Probably. Yeah. Alright, in we go. Right off the bat, I do feel like it's a bit slower. Alright. What is the path du jour? I forget. How appropriate that the I think this is the Microtech music that just popped on my playlist. I've run this race so many times, you'd think I would remember what the pattern is. So, here we go. Go left, and we have to go wide left, right? We're going around this thing. And what we go inside it? Yeah, something like that. Right away I'm noticing this doesn't really have the yaw that the P-52 is blessed with in atmosphere. I'm definitely having to pitch into my turns a lot more at the M50. Not a bad thing, considering it is atmospheric flight, and the P-52 is smaller technically. It's almost impossible not to yaw down here, though. I mean, trying to bank a turn under these is problematic in ships with wings, which is all of them. Okay, yep. That was bad. I don't know if that was me, probably. I'm a little rusty. I don't feel too slow, I have to say. It feels competitive, I'd say. I know that this top speed is comparable to what the P-52 was able to get on this stretch. I believe I was around 275-ish. Forward boost, if I recall the numbers. It's like a 9 or something. I felt pretty good. Not too shabby. We'll give it one more. And then we'll head back out to the river and check it out in daylight. So let's dive into this course a little more. The Metro Loop Challenge. XGR is what I'm running. Do I have to go in here? Maybe. Oh. Definitely way too wide for a competitive time there on that turn, but we're just playing around right now, not timing anything. I would have X-Split open if I was. Wow, that was close. Ooh. What happened there? Where am I? Guess I hit that edge. Either that or I got hit by a train. Yowza. Like I said, I can't die. It's impossible. Not possible.
Welcome back. I was a little worried there. Your systems reacted well to the treatment. You may experience some slight vertigo, but you have been cleared to leave.
Ah, vertigo. Exactly what the high G racer wants to hear. Yeah. Throw this on the ground, right? Should I just leave this on because it has pockets? No, I'll get too cold. Alright, off we go. And we are going to head back out to the river. We're going to give that a shot here in atmosphere. In daylight. I feel like I just got kicked in the head by the elevator again, so that is probably something that should be an IC report. If I had a working pen and paper, I'd write it down. I'm just going to try to make a mental note. Back to the spaceport.
Careful, doors are now closing.
This is a pretty good track as far as the ambient music goes in this game. That is one of my favorites. Is that the, what is that? Forget what that logo over there is. Is that anything special? Are we doing another event? Yeah, IAE 2951. That was last year, right? What's that all about? That doesn't stay up all year, does it? I think I'd notice. Is that coming up? I have absolutely no grip on the Star Citizen calendar after following it for 10 years. None.
Nearing next stop.
Alright, let's, well, in order to get the P-52 out, I'd have to take it off the
Welcome
Constellation.
to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
I don't know how difficult that would be, if at all.
From the best shopping, dining, and entertainment. Be sure to visit New Babbage's renowned promenade.
I suppose we could try it, right? What's the hurt? We would want the Constellation Andromeda, then.
Vehicle selected. Stand by.
Microtech, the Empire's leader in
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following
where
locations.
creative innovation meets
Okay, alright. Is there an elevator here or not? Alright. Try it, everyone. That's more like it. We will get the door open. Hey, there's somebody at the river. See in the chat. Now that I know how to get there, it's not a big deal. Hopefully we'll give them a good show, zoom by a few times, or perishing. I don't remember the Andromeda being this white. Change the shader? Alright, we're gonna just go, right? I already opened the hangar. So I should just be able to kind of just go up. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is, just in case I start free falling, which I hopefully do not, I'm gonna get a little bit of distance. And we're gonna pull the old, Merlin out the back. Or perhaps should I take this over to the river first to save fuel? If I do, I'd have to get pretty high and it'd be a little bit of a slower trip. I will think about it while heading in that direction. Get patient, I could just, you know, take the thing off the back and be done with it. We get to appreciate the beautiful clouds here in daylight. Totally different trip this time. We will turn off our, our tab 0. Turn off our frame rate to get that off the screen. Let's get some external views. It's it's just gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. After all these years, still looks good. Okay, well, this is man. So when the what was the event? The Xeno threat was happening. Myself and a couple Dollar Store Easy members, little sub-org that I'm in that handles my racing logistics. We were just farming the money in the Xeno threat event, and I found a great use for the Constellation Phoenix. With its lovely, like, luxurious interior and all, but the thing that makes that Constellation so different is the gigantic windows in the passenger bay, which is a replacement for the missile bay in this ship. And it's like we just basically parked it at the INS Jericho and just kind of parked while we were working or talking to each other, or just looked out the windows and enjoyed the firefights. It was actually really cool. We threw a backpack full of food on board. Just kind of camped out and collected cash, swapped servers because you got the beds in there. It was neato. Phoenix is, I think, my favorite constellation after that moment, although the Andromeda's firepower is certainly something not to sneeze at. With its complement of like 50-some missiles. But enough of that, we gotta get some speed here, so we're gonna go up. We're gonna enjoy the view from a few tens of thousands of clicks up. Good amount of boost fuel, I feel. Feels good. A little too much ketchup. Okay. Pretty good speed. So now that I know that the biome change is really what you're looking for, that makes things a bit easier to swallow when it comes to finding the river from here. I don't have to keep checking back really to see the distance from New Babbage so much. Just kind of go. We'll get a bit more height to get max speed here. Looks like about 30k is going to be the golden number. Which, by the way, 30k is normally not a very golden number in Star Citizen. Most people know this. Not a number you want to see, ever. But in this case, it's a pretty decent altitude. Cruise at. I believe the top speed on this is 910? If memory serves. 910 or 970, one or the other. Nice, I never noticed that there were words on the side of the constellation there. How do I zoom? That's right. Never noticed that. Is this new? I feel like okay, so now I'm noticing like more new stuff about this. Did they stealth in some changes to the ship? This is one of my favorite ships. I feel like it would be easier for me to notice. Fly it a whole bunch. feel like the shader looked a bit different in the hangar. Looks good though. Ooh, a medical rescue. Not that I could do much about it, but how far away is it? I thought they had fixed that. 40 million kilometers is like planets away. Am I right? I mean, I thought that in one of the dev notes they had talked about the medical contracts not giving you contracts outside of a planetary system, or outside of a set distance at the very least. 40 million kilometers is like, you'll be dead by the time you get there. Nice. White the view. These new clouds, they really outdid themselves. Very, very nice. We could see the new biome, or our target biome from here. That dark spot right off my starboard ventral fin there. Still burning a lot of hydrogen, even in a bigger ship like this. So I'm kind of glad I didn't take the Merlin the entire way. The only thing I need now is when I'm in situations like this, I want the ability to field strip the Merlin, right? Give me a tool. Some sort of like ship modification tool on the multi-tool that allows me to like just kind of take the guns and just drop them off, right? Bzz, bzz, doom, and then they just fall. Maybe let me take a cooler out or swap them. Stuff that's sometimes talked about, and I guess we're one step closer now that we have this sort of physicalized inventory. But it's like I'm out here, I want to get that thing set for racing. If this were my racing hauler, which it might be if the P-52 stays the way it is, I would want, you know, some components in the cargo hold that I can swap out when they start to wear and tear, or when I just want to like outfit for racing instead of combat. Go back there with a multi-tool and just bzz, bzz, you know, do a little bit of work. That would be super cool. Alright, so we're sort of over the river. We're going to go ahead and park, if you can do such a thing in the air. And hopefully without getting knocked over, we're going to run to the back and hop in. Yep, and immediately we get knocked over. I mean, I know we're not experiencing that many Gs. This thing does not have that much back thrust. We're going to crouch our way there, I guess. Wow, since when could you see... Oh, and see, I'm telling you, man. They're doing something here. Those are prepped to actually be escape pods at this point. Doing something. Connie's getting some stealth work. Alrighty. And my Sunday best tidy whities. We're gonna start her up. And I believe the button is Y. Yankee. It's not, it's N. November. There we go. Oh, baby. Please let me go. Okay. Okay. I don't like how that feels. Vertigo-inducing nonsense. I hope I'm actually off the physics grid and not desynced. We'll find out if we're not. Look at that. Okay, so this is cool. I might take a screenshot of this because look at this. This is a very it's gone. Well, while it lasted, it was a nice overview of the river. From whatever. Oh, it's coming back. Kind of map out how it looks in my head. I'm sure XGR will have a map. But yeah, there it is. This is good enough. We'll take a quick screenshot here. I could draw the rest of that out in Photoshop. There's the ending in the canyon, and there's the lake. I can get it all in one picture. Very nice. Let's check it out in the classically good atmospheric ship. In daylight this time. No need for those crutches we call headlights. Oh, baby. Feeling good. Right. Much less worry for collision. Oh man, we're still a little drifty. The P-52 is a far smaller profile even than the M50. I clearly missed that turn. What is that noise? Oh, it's a storm. Lovely. I'm getting pelted with sleet. Oh, gross, man. I was so excited about having nice, clear weather and sunlight. Nope. Not on Microtech, not for long. Wow, it's windy. Don't like it. At least I can kind of like plan my turns now. To a degree. I still feel like, I mean, naturally because of the shape of the river and the vegetation around it, it still feels like tunnel vision, which is, you know, a good mechanic for a race, I guess. One of the things I plan on adding to my little joystick visualizer down there is to implement both a model for the Connie Alphas and some highlights when buttons are pressed. So you guys can kind of see some of the buttons that I press while I'm doing this. Or at the very least, a description in text that pops up next to them telling what functionality I'm using. Like when I'm holding boost key or holding down decoupled. Stuff like that. Feels pretty good. Man, I just want to be able to see, you know? That's so much to ask. So let's just for a minute, let's think about cheater mode here. How much of this is cheater mode? Does this give me an advantage of any sort? I mean, I feel like if I were up a little more with my camera angle, I could see, I could plan my turns way better, right? I mean, not having the instruments is certainly a little dangerous. Ooh! as I was saying. Certainly a little dangerous. Well, that felt good, I have to say. Like, I think that would be a pretty good track. P-52 does feel a little... I still feel like it's better than the M50. I think that's a definite yes. Like, overall, it's still the king in atmosphere. Of course, I still have to try out the other ships, and of course everyone else is doing data, and I think all the data still correlates this. So, but it'll be exciting to try out different ships and see, you know, which tracks are good on what, or which ships are good on, excuse me, which ships are good on what tracks. So, very exciting times for 317. I think, you know, I had said that 316 was the best patch so far for racing. I think 317 is shaping up to be even better. So that's very exciting. But I think we're going to wrap it up here. It's getting pretty late here in the Eastern Time Zone, so I'm going to go ahead and give somebody a raid. So let's see who's around to raid. Any Star Citizen racers or streamers happening right now? Who do we have?
You're okay.
Oh, hey,
You're
I'm
safe.
alive, sort of.
You suffered a catastrophic injury, but you're okay now. Now don't rush anything, but you're free to go when you feel comfortable.
Oh, gosh. Thanks, Doc. Alright, so let's, alt-tab here. Let's go ahead and turn that off. Let's find some channel to raid. Star Citizen here. Let's find somebody. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? I think so far this guy with Beaker as his icon might be the go-to raid for today. I don't see anyone else racing or anyone else I know. I think we're gonna hit up Mr. Beaker. Let's do it. I don't know what he's doing. Dad, gamer, and content creator. Alright. Sounds good. Let's hit him up. Go ahead and give him some love when you get in there. Just say hello. Brighten up his night. So let me go back to my channel. Right? Then I type in my chat to raid. I remember how to do this. It hasn't been that long, right? So everyone, thank you for tuning in. I really had a lot of fun today. And hopefully, you know, let's go to the just chats. This is awkward. Make this a more regular thing. I had a lot of fun talking with everybody tonight. Always nice to hang out with the other racers. So, yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Thank you for the follows and subs. And I will talk to you guys next time. Hopefully I'll be doing a lot more live attempts at world records and trying out some new courses here. And of course, I'll be streaming anytime I'm involved in a XGR or other affiliated race. So, good night, everyone. Go ahead and give this guy some love when you get into Domino Effects channel. Hey, thanks for the 300 bits, Resin. Appreciate it. I'll see you next time, and everyone else, all the new guys and old alike. So long. Good night.